At Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a once successful but now abandoned family entertainment center, a night guard desperately attempts to flee the building, but is captured by a red pirate-themed fox animatronic and strapped to a device which plants an empty animatronic head onto him by brutally mutilating his face, killing him. After assaulting a negligent father whom he mistook for a kidnapper, mall security guard Mike Schmidt is sent to visit career counselor Steve Raglan. He offers Mike a job as a night guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Though initially reluctant, Mike accepts the offer after social services threaten to take custody of his younger sister Abby and pass her over to their estranged Aunt Jane, whose motive is a monthly paycheck from the state due to custody of Abby. On his first night, Mike falls asleep and dreams about his brother Garrett's kidnapping and presumed murder, before seeing 5 children who witnessed it. When Mike tries to approach them, they run away. On the second night, Mike's dream is repeated, but when he attempts to confront one of the children, he is attacked and wakes up. Mike meets police officer Vanessa Shelley, who notices his wounds and patches him up. Vanessa shows him around the restaurant and tells him that it closed in the 1980s after 5 children were murdered there. Their bodies were never found. Jane hires a group of juvenile delinquents to vandalize the restaurant in order to get Mike fired, an act which would enable her to gain custody of Abby. As the break-in occurs, the restaurant's animatronic mascots Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Mr. Cupcake come alive and slaughter the delinquents. Among the vandals is Abby's babysitter Max, whose death results in Mike having to bring Abby to his next shift. On the third night, the animatronics come alive and befriend Abby, but are hostile towards Mike. He discovers that the animatronics are possessed by the ghosts of the murdered children, whose leader, a blonde boy, consistently mentions a yellow rabbit. On the fourth night, Abby is injured while she, Mike, and Vanessa are bonding with the animatronics. During her recovery, Vanessa learns Mike is attempting to identify Garrett's kidnapper and warns him to not bring Abby to the restaurant again. Mike gets Jane to babysit Abby, much to her frustration, as he goes back to the restaurant during the day and overdoses on sleeping pills. Inside the dream, the 5 children appear again and tell Mike that he can stay with Garrett forever in exchange for Abby. During the 5th night, a damaged Freddy animatronic, possessed by the blonde boy, kills Jane and takes Abby back to the restaurant by hitching a ride with a taxi driver. Mike is repeatedly attacked in his dream and wakes up strapped to the animatronic's torture device. He escapes by removing pins that the previous deceased security guard had loosened, but is severely wounded by Foxy. Vanessa finds Mike and treats his injuries. After Mike explains his dream, Vanessa reveals that she is the daughter of William Afton, a serial killer who murdered Garrett and the 5 children by hiding their bodies in the animatronics, and that their souls are under his control. Realizing that William is planning to murder Abby, Mike rushes to the restaurant with the necessary equipment to disable the animatronics. At the restaurant, Chica attempts to kill Abby, but Mike arrives and saves her. Mike is attacked by Mr. Cupcake and separated from Abby. The animatronics are eventually defeated, but they are reactivated by Steve, who arrives wearing the yellow rabbit suit as he reveals himself to be William before knocking Mike unconscious. Knowing that the animatronics need to understand the truth, Abby draws a picture of William murdering the children. Vanessa attempts to stop William from interceding with the plan, but is stabbed in the abdomen. Abby shows her drawing to the animatronics, and they turn on William. Mr. Cupcake bites off part of the suit, triggering its internal spring-lock mechanisms and fatally wounding William. The animatronics drag him into a back room as Mike and Abby carry a wounded Vanessa out of the restaurant. She falls into a coma afterwards and is taken to a hospital. Mike continues to look after Abby as they return to their normal lives. During the end credits, a distorted voice spells out, "Come find me."